Good evening, somebody. I want to try to make sense of a post that I made earlier today. And I thought it was so good. But I don't really think anybody got it. Not many people anyway. All right. This is what I saw. I'll try to make this try to make it short. God is speaking through Jeremiah, right? And Jeremiah is listening to God. And God is watching the world like, let's just say if you could manage a colony of ants, but you know every ant, you know every one of them name by name. That's God. Okay. In Jeremiah 10, verse 3, something caught my attention. I didn't see it last night. I didn't see it in my study early this morning. But as I was reading today online live, I saw Jeremiah 3. And I saw what Judah did. And it made God angry. It hurt God. God is very sensitive. What happened was Judah, having been taught by God, understanding that God brought the children of Israel as a whole group of people from slavery, they knew God. So they had history with God. You got history with somebody, that means you know them. But Judah grew up, and Judah turned his back on God. How did Judah turn his back on God? Judah said, I want to get religious. And this is what caught my attention. Judah walked away from God and went to the forest. And he said, I'm going to create an image or make an idol. I want a God that I can see. And this God that I can't see I want something I can see. And understanding God is your supplier, God is your strength, God is your defense, God is your father. And Judah said, I want a father that I can see. I need somebody strong. I need somebody that can hold me. And Judah went to the forest. This is what the word said in Jeremiah 10, verse 3. And Judah looked at all those trees, and he said, that's the tree. It wasn't no big deal. They just went out there, and the word said, and cut down a tree. When I read that, something lit up in my understanding. I said, now, if you think that God is God and you can make a God from a tree, and he's strong, and he's wise, and he can take care of you, it's kind of, something don't click right to me if you don't get but one tree. You're in the forest. If one tree can be your God, why don't you get more than one? Why don't you just cut down all the trees? If I go to the forest and think that this one tree can supply my need, don't you know I'm going to get all of them? That's what God was saying. Judah went to the forest and cut down one tree. Even if you were thinking Judah, you should have got all of them. You should have got at least two. And that was my way of I put that video up. I made that image of that video, of that scripture, and people didn't get it. I called my brother. I said, did you get it? He said, no, I don't quite understand it. He said, I don't understand it. Once I explained it, he got it. But I'm saying, God is saying, you need me. Because when you think on your own, you're not wise. You're not thinking. He said, you can't navigate yourself, and you definitely can't navigate another man. You need me. If you were smart, you would at least say, give me 2 of them trees. You're in the forest. I thought that was amazing. Maybe I'll do that video I made to give you a snapshot of what I saw and read. Maybe I'll try to make it make sense, or I just leave it like it is. If you get it, you get it. And if you don't, if you stay in the word, you'll get something greater. And you can say it better than I can. But anyway, don't make anything your God. And if you find that something can be your God, buy a whole lot of them.